Hey, I'm MIDJA, and Wednesday last week I was sitting down having coffee with a group of friends, and it got to about sort of 10:30, 11 o'clock, and I was starting to get really hungry. And I said to my friends, I'm just going to grab some eggs. And one of my friends said, hey MIDJA, how do you like your eggs? And the others started laughing. And I'm like, I'm not sure what's funny about the eggs. And then my friend said, you remember Julia Roberts' Runaway Bride movie? I'm like, yeah, I remember the reference now. So Julia Roberts in the movie, she plays Maggie, and she has a number of fiancés. And each time she's just about to marry them, she runs away. And Richard Gere comes into town as a journalist, and he's doing a story on the runaway bride. And he interviews each of the fiancés. And at the end of the interview, he just questions and mentions, he goes, by the way, how does Maggie like her eggs? And each of the fiancés answers differently. So one says like scrambled, poached, fried. You see, Maggie likes her eggs the same way as the fiancé she's with at the time does. And at the end of the movie, Richard Gere confronts Maggie and says, you are so lost, you don't even know how you like your eggs. What a great story about knowing yourself. And as leaders, I think it is so important that we know ourselves, and that leadership development actually starts with self-development. I believe that great leaders that are worth following, dare to be themselves. And they understand and really deeply connect with their personal values and their beliefs. And they behave in a way every single day that is consistent with those values. And as a leader, if you have your values as your compass, it makes leading easy. It feels like really light. And it's also really easy for the people who are wanting to follow you because they get you. They understand you. They may not always agree, but they understand what you stand for as a leader and your why. Compare that to a leader who is like swaying in the wind. Like 1 minute they're over here and then they're over there. It is so hard for people to follow that leader. And as that leader, it must be like absolutely exhausting, moving from one direction to another. And for me, over the last couple of months, I've gained some real clarity around my business. And it's taken a year, but I think a year well spent. And I really want to focus on corporate leadership and culture and values. And so last week I took a good look at my website and my Instagram and brand and imagery, and I thought, you know what? It is not very corporate at all. And then I started thinking about, what about MIDJA? Like, is anyone going to hire MIDJA? Should I go back to calling myself Melinda Fisher? Lawyer, consultant. And then I thought, you know what? That's not me. And all of that brand, all of that, that is me. That's how I like my eggs. And so my question for you is, how do you like yours? I'm MIDJA. Mwah. Bye.